morning guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new day in the life of a writer video. This is so exciting. This is one of my most requested videos. Anytime I ask people what they would like to say, you always say day in the life of a writer videos, and it's been a while since we did one, so I'm back. This is part of the VLOGMAS series as well, although I'm not sure exactly when it's going up. So if you're enjoying VLOGMAS, that's great as well. And we're just going to dive straight into it. So it is currently 10:30, a little bit later than I usually sit down to do work. But this morning I got up, made Tom and I a lovely cup of coffee. About 8 o'clock we woke up. And then while Tom was getting ready, I jumped into my workout gear and I did a Pilates class. I don't do workouts every single morning, but on this particular morning there was a live Pilates class that I could join on Zoom, so I did that. And then I jumped in the shower myself, got my hair all washed and put a bit of makeup on so that I could come on camera. And yeah, put some washing on. I've done a couple of little chores and now I'm ready to sit down and get started on work for the day. I've got myself what probably doesn't look very appetising on camera, but it is a bowl of all bran golden clusters with some banana, some agave syrup and some cinnamon on the top of it. So I'm about to eat that. I've also got myself a coffee in my Switzerland Starbucks mug. And yeah, we're ready to start. So, first job of the day is, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this project before, but I've been working on a project with a friend of mine to create these walking maps. This is one that we did last year, and it was a really great map. Basically, it's to encourage people to get out and about in our local area and to get walking, but it's also mixed up with lots of historical information. So let me see if I can find, just get it turned out. So for example, these are the different places. So obviously it's in Huddersfield. You all know that I live in Huddersfield. And what I do is I work with my friend and we will go out in the area and we will explore a walk. We'll design this walk together. She's a walker anyway, and she has this wonderful company called Other Ways to Walk. I'll put the information in the description box. Please do go check her out because she's wonderful. She does these guided meditations in the forest, and she always posts a new meditation just at the time when I really need it. She's a lovely friend and I really, really love working with her. So she's really kind of clued up on the walks and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go out and we'll create a route together. And then what I do is I go and research the history of different areas that we go to on this walk. So for example, this area here that we were walking on used to be a spa town in like the 1700s, and that's completely changed now. It's now a very industrial area. But the building, the original spa building, which this is what it looked like if it focuses in, that's what the spa building kind of still looks like now, although it's a tyre repair shop. But the building's still there, and this used to be a coaching inn, and that building's still there. So we did these, I kind of researched the history, and then what I do is write them up into these little sections here. So yeah, there's kind of, I write little historical sections. So basically the idea is that someone would go on this walk with their friends or their family or their children, and they'll learn a little bit about the history as they go. And I kind of try and write them in a story way so that there's a theme. In this one it was talking about the industrial heritage of the area and the change from spa town to industrial revolution, and then the kind of decline of the industrial revolution and kind of the natural environment taking back what was originally there. So that was the theme for that one. This one, like I say, is one that we did last year, but actually my friend and I are working on 2 new ones at the moment, which are hopefully going to be signed off either today or maybe next week. But what I've got to do, so this is the other one, this is the new one. As you can see, it's the same kind of layout. We've kind of tried to keep them very similar in terms of layout. We've gone for a digital map on here rather than a hand-drawn map this time around. But yeah, what I'm basically doing is we've got to the stage where we're kind of doing the last changes to the content. So I need to go through this document on here and make sure that all of the changes that I've requested have been made. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm basically going to create, this is a blank document at the moment, as you can see. I will write up the changes that I want making to the next version of the map. I'll write them all up in one single Word document because that's easier for the designer to refer to. Rather than having to kind of sift through emails for feedback, we collate all of the changes into one Google document. I send it over to Rachel, who then forwards it on to the designer. They will then go, they'll have another design at one of these, send it back to us. So it's been a lot of back and forth really with that map, that particular map, and then there's another one as well. Like I said, there's two of them that we're producing kind of side by side at the moment. There's been a lot of back and forth over the last few days, but that's great. That's when you know the project's moving forward and when we're so close to it going to print. So I'm going to do a little bit of that for the next kind of 10 minutes or so. So I've just finished eating my breakfast. It's taken me 40 minutes to eat it. This happens quite a lot with me when I'm working. I kind of like will take a couple of mouthfuls, then work, then eat a bit more, then work. I think I've said before in my other videos, yeah, I can make a meal stretch when I'm working. So I've just been writing some content. You see, I've just been writing down some amendments here. I've also been emailing one of the partners that we work with on these maps, just to make sure that I've got the wording right on a certain bit, because they're developing some wild space and a picnic area part way around this walk, but it's not quite done yet. So we're trying to find the right balance of words so that people, if they do the walk now, or like, you know, in the new year when the maps are produced, they know that the wild space won't be there, but getting the right kind of balance of words so that we can say, like, you know, by summer 2021, the wild space will be developed, that kind of thing. So yeah, I've been sending a couple of emails and luckily people have been responding to me really quickly, which is nice. So I'm hoping that within the next kind of 10-20 minutes, I'll have this done and sent over to the designers, and then it's moving on to the next job. So cold today. I get cold most days because I basically try not to put the heating on during the day. I'm at home pretty much all the time, and especially during the pandemic, I'm at home all the time. If I had the heating on all the time that I was at home, we would spend a fortune in gas and electric. So I try not to put the heating on, but it's currently snowing outside. It's very cold. So I'm thinking maybe one day of heating won't be the end of the world. So I'm thinking I might put the heating on for a bit, which feels like a real treat, I have to say. Right, so I'm just waiting on an email for the last bit of changes to that document before I send it over. So while I'm waiting for those changes, I'm going to do the crossword with my mum. Now, I don't know if I've spoken about this in a day in the life video before, but when I was living in France, before we moved to France, one of the things that me and my mum used to enjoy doing together was the crossword. And I only used to do it with her when I went to her house, and we could do it in person together. But then when I moved to France, we tried to find a way where she could send me a photograph of the crossword, as you can see here, and then I would solve it remotely from France. And I tried drawing out the grids and this, that and the other. So basically, this crossword here is from the Huddersfield Examiner, which is our local paper, and they put a different one in every day, but there's always, they work on the same grids. So Monday's grid always looks like that, Tuesday always looks like that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then they don't do one on a Sunday. So basically what I did was I created on Excel a grid, a fake empty grid, so that mirrors that. I mean, it doesn't on that day because I need to go on to Fridays. There you go. You can see that that looks exactly the same as that. So now what I do is I look at the clues here on this side and I write them into my crossword. And at the same time, Mum's actually completing the crossword on the actual paper itself. And then we chat to each other on Messenger about if we're stuck on any, if we can't get any of the clues from for that particular day. And sometimes we have to Google them if we get really stuck. But I do this almost every day, and it only takes me kind of 10-15 minutes to do. But it's a really it's great for my brain. It gives me a bit of a break. But it's a really lovely way for me and my mum to just keep in touch with each other. And through this year, through the pandemic, this has been just a wonderful thing for us to do together. And I've really, really loved doing it. And she's told me that she loves it as well. Right. I don't know how long that was. I think it might have been a couple of minutes. No, it can't have been 5 minutes, something like that. But I finished it. That's pretty quick for me. Oh no, I haven't finished it, sorry. It's just this one that I can't get. See if you can get it. So it's number 16 down. Don't know if you can see the gap there. Number 16 down, and the clue is out of date. I'm not sure if I've got 25 across right though, actually, here. 25 across, sharp reply, riposts, I think that's wrong. It's R-I something, O-S-T. I don't know. I'm stuck on that one, so I'm going to ask my mum. I've just got one I'm stuck on, yeah, I've managed to do all the others.
I'm stuck on 3.
What are your 3 that you're stuck on?
The 3 are 25 across, sharp reply.
Right.
And 23 down, set in motion.
23.
And out of date, 16 down, out of date.
So I'm stuck on 16 down, out of date. That's the one that I can't get.
Yeah.
For 25 across, I'd put in riposts, but I think that's wrong. I don't know. Shall I Google that? Because that might help us then get 25 across, mightn't it?
Cheating answers.
Passe. P-A-S-S-E. Oh, it is riposte, but it's riposte with an E. So as you can see, I had to ring my mum over that answer, which turned out to be passe. I've never heard that in relation to food being out of date. But yeah, that was the clue to the crossword. And then we just had another chat for about 15-20 minutes about things to do with like Christmas and what we were going to do. And she was updating me on a couple of family members who aren't too well at the moment. So we had a little chat for a bit. And it's now 12 o'clock. I've had an email back about the map while I was on the phone to my mum, which is exactly why I did the crossword, to pass the time until that email came in. So all of that is done. I've just sent off the amends to my friend Rachel. She's going to pass those on to the designer. So that's how my morning has been. I'm not hungry because I only had that bowl of cereal half an hour ago. No, an hour ago. So I think what I will do is I'll go and make myself another coffee because I'm still cold even though the heating's on. And then we'll assess what we're going to do this afternoon. So before I go and get a coffee, I've been sucked into an email. So basically, an ex-client of mine who I built a website for has come back to me and said that they are making some changes in their business and basically they want to phase out of use with the website that they've got at the moment. I think they're wanting to move everything over to a new site, this, that and the other. I'm not really entirely sure what it is that they're wanting me to do or what they're wanting to do with the business, but what they do know is that they can't currently afford their hosting fees for their website, which unfortunately is the case for a lot of small businesses this year. With the impact of COVID, a lot of small businesses are just really losing money hand over fist and are having to reduce things down a lot. So what I actually need to do is go onto the back end of their website and see if there's a way that we can reduce their premium plan down, so they're not having to spend as much on the website at the moment. So yeah, I'm just going to do that quickly. I'm going on to find all of the password details that I need to be able to get into the back end of their website, and then I'm going to have a look at their costs and stuff, and then I will go and make another coffee. We do have a pussycat here. who is vying for my attention. What are you doing, little one? What are you doing? That's a piece of Stanley fluff on the carpet. What are you doing? Oh, you're showing everybody your belly. You're showing everyone your belly. Now, you would think here that he wants me to stroke his belly, but if I go to stroke his belly, he just bites me. So yeah, he just comes and he parades himself about like this for a bit every day. This happens probably 2 or 3 times a day, and I have to stop work and have to give him some attention, and then he'll go and head off back to sleep. We do also have a laser pointer that we sometimes play with if he's feeling particularly restless. Oh, that was a big roll, wasn't it? Oh, there we go. Right, I'm going to stop talking in silly cat voice now, and I'm going to get on with some work. So I had to put my camera on charge. So whilst it's been charging, I made myself another drink. I didn't end up going for coffee in the end. I got myself herbal tea. I have some Twinings sleepy teas. I really like those at the moment. So I had one of those. And I've just been working on a script for a podcast. So you know that I work for the Jazz Festival. One of the things that we've done this year as a new piece of content is we've created a podcast, and I'm the kind of producer of the podcast. I do all of the scripting beforehand. I invite all of the guests in. I give them all of the directions for how they can join the podcast. I do the recording on the day and I actually speak as I'm one of the presenters in it. And then afterwards I do all of the editing and put all the podcast together. I publish it, I put it online. It's been a bit of a hectic year of doing that. But I have had a whistle-stop tour of how to podcast, which is pretty exciting. I am hoping to start a heritage-based podcast with one of my new friends, Kayla, who is a heritage person as well. She's doing a PhD in heritage and loves all the same kind of heritage things as I do. So maybe in the new year we'll be able to start our heritage podcast. So let me know if you're excited for that. So yeah, I've just been working on the script. So I'm really sorry, guys. I'm aware that this episode of A Day in the Life of a Writer is just me typing at a computer. I'm sorry if that's really, really boring. I'm aware that some of my earlier ones I was kind of looking at books and I was annotating books and things like that. That is some of my work, but that only happens at certain stages in my projects. Once I get past that research phase, it's very much working on a computer and I'm typing. So I'm not really sure if it's exactly what you're wanting to see. Let me know, because I know that my first Day in the Life of a Writer video was very kind of well received, and then the other ones have kind of not been as well received, and I don't know if it's just that the YouTube algorithm isn't putting it out there enough, or whether there's something in subsequent Day in the Life of a Writer videos that is missing. So do let me know if there's something in particular or a certain style of work that you're wanting to see, and I can do that in a future one. But yeah, I'm just typing out this podcast script, and I can't really show you anything because of the kind of data that's in it. But all I do is I work on a Word document on Google Drive, and I just kind of plan it out by, I mean, I do it on more or less by the second. So it'll start, we have silence, we then have the jingle, we have the introduction, and then I have a list of questions. So because we're recording this on Monday, I need to get the script done today, and then my colleague and I, who co-present it together, we'll go over the questions this afternoon, get them signed off. When we first started the podcast back in June, July, something like that, we stuck to the script so tightly, and we kind of spent a lot of time together reviewing the script and making the wording perfect and this, that and the other. And then as we've gone along and got kind of used to how it works, we don't use the script half as much as we used to. We just kind of go a bit off-piste and we kind of chat, and we want the podcast to be really formal because there's us 2 presenters and then we have 2 guests, so there's 4 of us all together on the podcast, and it's a bit better if it's just kind of a general conversation. So yeah, we're kind of using the script even less each time. So I think the fact that I'm doing it on Friday and we're recording on Monday, it's not going to be a huge hindrance to us. Right, it's starting to get a bit darker now outside. It's nearly 3 o'clock, it's 10 to 3. I finished doing the editing on that podcast script, sent that over to my colleague. He hasn't replied yet, which is a bit annoying. But I've WhatsApped him as well, just so that he knows. He does have 3 children, so he's probably a little bit busy sorting them out, as it's nearly school time. So yeah, I've sent that over to him, and then in the meantime, I have been editing Vlogmas. This is the first Vlogmas video that I've just been editing, and whilst I've been editing that, well, I was reviewing it, and then now that's just saving. Whilst that's been going on, I'm watching Rhiannon and Ashley's first Vlogmas. I love Vlogmas at this time of the year. So yeah, I'm doing that. Hopefully that'll be saved in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I can start working on the thumbnail on Canva. Right, time to upload. But yeah, Vlogmas Day 1 is uploading as we speak, which I don't really know why I'm showing you this, because you'll have watched the first Vlogmas by the time this comes out. But just so you know that this is usually part of my day, I kind of edit and upload videos as and when I can. It is something I'm trying to get better at. I really want to start producing regular videos, regular content, and it's something that I really want to invest time in next year, which is one of the reasons why I'm buying a new camera in the new year, because I am A, fed up of hearing myself talk about this camera, and B, I want to be able to create content consistently. Part of me being able to create that content consistently into a high quality like I want to is being able to film relatively quickly, because it's only a very small part of my work is producing YouTube videos. So I need to be able to actually film quite quickly. And you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, that filming with this camera ends up being quite a long process. So I want a new camera to be able to do that. And also I want to just be able to produce better quality stuff. And so yeah, that's my aim. That's my aim for next year anyway. You know, make everything better. I'm waffling now, I'm sorry. If you're still here, let me know. Still watching this video by this point, let me know, because then I feel less like I'm just whinging on to myself. Right, it's now 3:10. I think it might be time for another coffee. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the rest of the day now, because I kind of need to work on this podcast script with my colleague, but he's not getting back to me. So I will probably go make a coffee and then reassess, see what I need to do. One thing I haven't done today is I haven't done my to-do list, and I think that's possibly why I'm feeling a little bit all over the place. I never go into a work day without my to-do list, and I don't know why I haven't done it today. Maybe because I knew that I had these jobs, the map job, to do first thing. I kind of knew that I had to do that, so I just kind of jumped into the work rather than planning out the day like I normally do. But I'm really feeling the effect of not having a to-do list in front of me, for sure. Right, it's 10 to 5. I've just been spending the last bit of time going over the podcast schedule with, script with my colleague, and we've been tweaking it, and I've been sending emails to our guests because I need to find out a bit of information from them beforehand. The first Vlogmas is uploaded. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of that, and then when Tom comes home, I'll film us whatever we decide to do for dinner. I got some chicken out of the freezer earlier, so I can either do that. I'm also kind of really in the mood for a curry. Don't know why. We don't eat curry that much in our house, but I saw someone on YouTube earlier having a curry with a naan bread, and I was like, oh, I could do a curry with a naan. Might get a curry, might get a takeaway. If not, then we'll have chicken. So I'll tell you what we get. Why don't we get a portion of chicken momo dumplings and a portion of chops? I think I'll go for that ilachi boona lamb. It's in the main courses bit. Oh, excuse me having changed, guys. I was so cold. We caved, we bought a curry. Tom's already bought it and he's on his way home with it now. It's a place that does a range of kind of meals, and yeah, we've ordered some Nepalese starters and some Nepalese main courses, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, it'll be home any minute. I've just poured myself some wine. And got the plates warming in the oven. And I'm about to put some bones on the TV. So this is generally how I end my day. I will close everything down on my computer. I usually come down and get myself a glass of wine, and Tom and I will like have dinner together. And yeah, just chat about the day, catch up with each other.
She winked at me.
She probably has something in her eye. Do you have the shopping list?
Yeah, I have to show.
Oh, exciting. Oh, breads. Oh my god, look at those momos.
That look pretty good.
They look wicked. So I think that's it. We're going to go and eat our curry. So that has been a day in my life. I hope you've really enjoyed it. And yeah, if you want to see another one, let me know. I'll do another one maybe in the new year. You what?
Third plate.
I thought we'd have them for the breads. Keep the breads warm. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it today. Hope it's not been too boring. And we'll see you soon for the next Vlogmas video. Bye! Do you want to say goodbye even though you've not said hello?